So these are my sections. I'm going to cover all of these. So what is hypochondria? It's basically a portmanteau of the words digital and hypochondriasis. To give you a brief explanation of what this is, imagine this is Krishna, a software engineer who's come home after a heavy duty of work and he has a headache. So he goes to Google, searches for the causes of headache, and he finds out by the diagnosis of Dr. Google that he has only one day to live. So this is a brief reference of what hypochondria is. So India has seen a rise in digital health awareness post-COVID era, and this has a negative consequence among the youth who are addicted to the internet. So a study has revealed 75% of the people surveyed use the internet to find health-related information. Anxiety about oneself is likewise linked to excessive monitoring. Additional evidence indicates that pathological internet use is linked to a rise in reassurance-seeking behavior. A lot of studies were conducted about hypochondria in Western studies, and very few studies have been conducted in India. So this study aims to find out whether digital India movement has its impact on health among the youth of the nation. The objectives of the study is to find out the prevalence of hypochondria and to find the influential factors of hypochondria. The materials and methods, the study design is a community-based cross-sectional study conducted over a period of 2 months, March to May 2024, and the study population, we have taken youth comprising age of 15 to 24 years according to the WHO definition. The study sample was estimated to be 544 according to a 15% non-response rate based on a 55% proportion of hypochondria from a previous study and a 5% margin of error using the formula n equals 4p by t squared. The data collection was collected through a Google form. The questionnaire was divided into 2 parts. First part, the social demographic section consisting of age, sex, residence, education, working status, screen time, and any known health disorders that was useful excluding in the study. And a hypochondria severity scale 12, which was published in 2019, consisting of 4 domains: excessiveness, distress, reassurance, and compulsion. The results of both the CSS 12 and the social demographic section were correlated and the data was analyzed. The responses from the Google form were exported to the Excel sheet for data management, and SPSS version 23 was used for further analysis. Continuous variables were expressed in means and standard deviations, and categorical variables were expressed in frequencies. The chi-square test was applied to evaluate the association between demographic factors and CSS severity, and unpaired t-test was employed for differences in mean domain scores. The p-value of less than 0.05 was considered statistically significant. So the results were alarming. The prevalence of hypochondria in our study was 35.1%, among which 36% were males and 33.8% were females. Overall hypochondria was seen in 35.6% of urban areas and 23% in rural areas. The mean CSS score in the study was 27.89 with a standard deviation of 9.3. In the domains, excessiveness was seen majorly, followed by distress and reassurance. So this is the table. In this we have used chi-square format. Since there is a limitation of time, I'm going directly to the result. Here we can see that the p-value is more than 0.05. So considering the mean of the total hypochondria severity score, we couldn't find any association with the gender, residence, and screen time. But when we take individual domain scores, we can see that females have a higher prevalence compared to males with a p-value of 0.002 in the excessiveness domain. Next. In table 3, we can see the correlation of screen time and the CSS domains. We can see that more than 4 hours per screen time has shown increased prevalence in excessiveness, distress, and reassurance domains. Next. The discussion, the previous studies of hypochondria with academic motivation showed among students who scored less than 65% in their university examinations. Another study conducted abroad, the CSS score was high among staff aged less than 35 years who watched mostly health-related broadcasts on TV. So similar to our study, there was a study conducted in Chennai among software engineers, and the prevalence of hypochondria was taken to be 50 55.6%, which we've used to calculate the sample size in our study. So our prevalence was 34%, and there was a significant decrease in the prevalence in our study because in this we are focused mostly on software engineers and their occupationally inclined to use the screen for more hours. So the take-home message is, according to our research, cyberchondria is a newly recognized mental health issue in India. It must be evaluated, prevented, and treated at the population level because it is linked to poor mental health. These are my references. Thank you.
Nice presentation, Lakshmi. So, and it's again a new topic chosen. So, again, I'll ask a question. Where did you get that questionnaire? What is the difference of the questionnaire?
We have taken the CSS 12 questionnaire.
Okay, it is standardized
It is
in
standardized.
India.
No, sir, this was done in Spanish. So the similar questionnaire was used in the Chennai study I was talking about. So we used it in our study. So because there's very less studies about this topic, they haven't standardized it in India. There's very, very less researchers on this.
Okay. So more of cyber. So we are using a lot of taxes. What is SPSS mean?
It's a software study used for analyzing.
Okay, everyone is SPSS. Okay. Right? Okay. Fine. And coming to capability, what made you take 4 hours, less than 4 hours in last day? Like, yes. What made you choose that cutoff value, 4 hours?
Actually, sir, in our original questionnaire, we used the standardized screen time slots. So we had, I think, 4 different divisions less than 2 hours according to the standardized questionnaires. But for the convenience of representing it in this, we have used.
Sir, I didn't get it. You just keep your opinion. Yeah.
So, I was saying in the original questionnaire that we have used to circulate among the students, we have used the standardized screen time division in previous studies. But for the convenience of representing the data in the tabular form in the constraint of pages, we have used RAS as the middle point.
Okay, yeah. You should also know whenever your continuous data you're taking, okay, okay, you should be a little cautious, right? But okay, nice.